SnowyCinema, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do a film transcription on Wikisource. We're actually going to be doing a short film in the Oswald the Lucky Rabbit series called Poor Papa. Now, first I want to explain, generally what this is going to look like in the final product, so that you kind of know a little bit about what we're working with. So, this is an example of a silent film transcription. So it basically is just transcribed text that appears on the film, with timestamps to show like when each line appears. This is a silent film from 1928. So the different colors for the different kinds of text mean something. So so one of them is dialogue. So if somebody, that's actually most of it in this case. So if somebody says something, like one of the characters talks, that would be here. There's also storyline text, which is basically like narrative text. So like the titles and this bit of text that just kind of explains, where everything is, but isn't said by any character. And then there's the in-scene text, which is also important in most cases. So this is this, for example, would be something that appears on the screen in the middle of the film, usually something like a prop. So in this case, this is like a grocery list, I think, and that a character is holding, and this is the text that appeared on a drum used as a prop in the film. So that's what a film transcription looks like in the end product. And you can play the film here to like verify everything. So on Wikisource, we use this drafts page, which is maintained by WikiProject Film, which I'm a part of. And basically the reason we do it like this instead of using the index model is because the index model doesn't support many parts of the film transcription system. So as you can see, I probably shouldn't show you too much of this, but basically instead of using the regular HTML setup, we have to use all these templates, and we have to repeat them in multiple different places, such as here, and it's just very difficult to do, and it's not really very, so it's a real headache if you do this manually. So that's why I offered a drafts page so people can make their drafts, and I'll just run a bot through the draft and put all the timestamps and everything where they're supposed to be, like I did with this film. All right, so let's get started. So basically, for this one, I'm gonna put in the in progress list Poor Papa, which is the name of the film, and I'm gonna put the year because I just like doing that. Or sorry, yeah, it is 1928. SnowyCinema. So that's my username. And I'm going to add that entry. Now what I'm going to first do, so as you can see on these film transcriptions, there's this metadata that I usually put, that you have to put there so that it knows where to put it in the header and all that stuff. So we put that stuff here, like the copyright tag, the year, the publisher, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to do that. How you can do that easily, if you want an easy copy paste model, you can just go to one of these archives that I have in the archives link right here. I'm going to pull The Mechanical Cow, which is another Oswald movie. And all right, so here you got to you should put your username so I know who to credit. And I'm going to put the name of the file. The author is, I think, yeah, we could just put Walt Disney. That's actually where the director is supposed to go, because there's, we're required to put some kind of author in the header. but I'll elaborate more on that in a little bit. So this is probably also Universal Pictures, if I had to guess. Yeah, since it's in the titles. This time it's 1928. This is going to be the copyright tag. Not too important, but I mean, I can fix that later. But so basically, all right, so the first thing I'm going to do in the middle of this is I'm going to download the file from Wikimedia Commons. And obviously first you need to go and find or upload the file if it doesn't already exist. But we're assuming that you already have the file in front of you that you want to transcribe. So I'm going to download it. Now, you don't have to do this. You could just do this from your browser or whatever. But as long as you are, actually watching the film and proofreading it as it goes along. All right, so the download should be done in a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up VS Code. And I am a very messy person, so please excuse the please excuse the very not so great looking file setup. It's gonna take me a second to find this because I actually don't even remember. It's Poor Papa, right? Yeah, so we're going to open it in VS Code. Now, I like VS Code for this, and I use it on the side. So basically like this. We can close that now. I use it on the side basically like this. And I proofread it kind of like this. Like I have one on one side, one on the other side. If you want to use QuickTime, if you want to use some other video playing tool, you can do that. It doesn't really matter which tool you use. I just prefer this one. So first, I'm going to... So what you have to do here is you have to input the timestamps, as I'm doing here. And there's actually a template for the Oswald title. And I'm going to get that real quick from the Mechanical Cow, because I don't remember exactly what it is either. Now, usually you have to type these in manually, but I've done a little shortcut here because, they're all the same. So I just decided to not make it too complicated. So, Poor Papa. All right, so that's the title, and that's going to be in an FTS template. So that is a storyline text. So now we're going to watch the movie. You can watch it with me. I'm sure it's good. Now, there's not usually that much text in these Oswald cartoons to begin with. Ah, there we go. There's one. So, I would call that an in-scene text, since he's holding up a sign that says stop. So, I'm going to put, probably call it ASC, stop. Now, it does seem mundane, but it is important to the story, so I do include those. Oh, there we go. So we have another scenery text, similar to most silent films. Saturday Night. So that's what we do with those kinds of inner titles, because they're narrative. Perfect. God, these are always insane. Oh, there's another one. So here's another FTI. It's kind of barely visible here. Police Gazette. So I'm going to put smaller. Now I'm going to put this in a link, actually, because Police Gazette is a work. Now, hypothetically, I don't think we actually have a page on it yet, but it was an actual magazine at the time, so, or periodical, or whatever you want to call it. So I did put it as a link just so that, you know, it can be linked to the actual magazine. But yeah, that's another example of in-scene text. I was hoping there'd be some dialogue in here. Maybe there won't be. Oh boy. Oh, there's another one. Soap. ASC soap. Now this seems pretty kind of mundane for these Oswald ones, but for more like feature silent movies, for example, this gets a little bit more exciting. This process does. Like there's a lot more going on in terms of the text of the movie. No vacancies. So that's another in-scene text. Jeez, I feel like we're probably not going to get any. I feel like we're probably not going to get any dialogue in this. If we don't, I'll show you anyway how to do it for cartoons. But we'll see. Now I'm going to interrupt this for a second. Let's say that you missed something. Let's say that you go back and look through this. I'm going to remember this timestamp. Let's say that you go back and look through this and you're like, oh shoot, I missed a line. You know, well guess what? You can go back and, sorry, I had to check something. You can go back and, basically just add it, you know, in the middle of this. Now, the reason that that's important is because you can't really do that in the index namespace. Because all these are numbered due to technical issues, it's very difficult to do this without an admin help. So that's another thing that's good about the draft namespace, or not namespace, but the draft space, is that you can do things like that. So where was I? I said I would remember it. I think it was 439. I thought I'd point that out, though, just so that you were aware that, you know, this is one of the benefits of using the draft space, Oh, wait. That actually says something. I didn't see that at first. See? There's another benefit, you know? All right, we got water tank. It's barely visible. I'm not sure if it's because of some I think it had something to do with the movie's preservation. That's why it didn't show up as easy as a lot of the other things did. Uh-oh. All right. So, that's the end. So I actually have a template for this too. It's simple enough, and Oswald Comedy. So that's the ending title, and that should be it. Yep. So, as I suspected, there was no dialogue in this. So I'm just going to show you just for fun how to do cartoon dialogue specifically, because it's kind of it's a little bit less easy than with most silent movies. So basically, well, first I'm going to save the page just so we make sure that we have everything. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you. So say that usually in cartoons somebody says a line like ouch, and it's going to be uppercase, and it's just going to be one word, and it's just going to look kind of funny. So I made this template called cartoon dialogue that bolds it and makes it smaller and stuff so that it looks more like cartoon dialogue than some of the other stuff in other movies, like the fighting, like, I don't know, I'll just pick a random one. Safety last, maybe. It's not going to look like this, you know, which I guess is italicized anyway. It's going to look more like this, you know. It's not going to be in quotes or anything. It's just going to be out in the open, like a little cartoon bubble. And now, when it comes to, like, in-scene text, or sorry, not in-scene text. When it comes to like onomatopoeia, like bang, you know, I still use the cartoon dialogue template for that. And I do consider it narrative text. At least I do. I mean, it's debatable, but like, so let's say that somebody says, let's just say that somebody says ouch because they got hurt. Or let's say that they ran into something and then they said ouch. So that's what it would look like. It would look like bang, and then it'd say ouch. Now you might be asking, what if it says bang like 5 times in a row? What do we do then? Well, this is the cartoon dialogue template. I have another template called film multiplier, or FM for short, that will allow you to show that a word like bang appeared 5 times on the screen. That way you don't have to type bang every, like, second of the movie. You can just count up all the uses of the word bang and then put them right here like that. You know, and what that's going to look like in the end is you're going to have this tooltip, and if you hover over it, it's going to say appears on screen 5 times. All right, so one last thing, just for hypothetical sake. I also have so what often happens in cartoons is they'll say something like, or there will be like an exclamation mark or a question mark or something of that nature. So the exclamation mark is, I also made a specific template for that so that, you know, it's kind of styled similarly each time. So you don't have to go and say XXX larger, blah, blah, blah. You can just put this. FE for short. Yep. There it is. It'll look like that. So you just pick which punctuation you want to use with that. You could use question mark, or you could use ... or something. I've never seen a ... before, but I'm sure it's there. So, all right, now that I've shown you, I feel like all the stuff I really need to show you here. Let's just revert to the old revision. And you're basically done. And what you're going to do after you're done with the film is you're going to come, and you can review it first. I just was doing that just to make sure nothing funky was happening. What I often do is I search for like any template markup that might be laying around in there somewhere. Nope, looks good to me. So now what you're going to do, so you have this thing in the in progress section. So I'm going to take it out of here, and I'm going to put it in ready to process. And that way I'll know. So yeah, so here it is and ready to process. Poor Papa. So that lets me know that I'm ready to do that. So I'm gonna, for the sake of somebody's pinging me a lot. For the sake of just showing you what it looks like on the back end, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna see you're done, and then I'm gonna say, I'm gonna type in the name of the movie, and I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff here, and it's gonna automatically enter this transcription into the site from the index page to everything else. So here's the index. It just generated that, and I'm gonna show you everything it's doing up until the final product. Okay, that just looked funny. I just wanted to make sure it was working right. So you can kind of see the things getting highlighted yellow as they get proofread. This should only take a minute. Geez, 5 pings. I wonder what's going on. I'm not going to check right now, though. Oh, yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to add... Oh, no, not to his author page. I'm going to add... Well, actually, no, I don't have to add anything because they're already there. Never mind. Usually for films, you have to add the film to like the author pages and stuff. But in this case, it's all in a portal, so we don't need to do that. And it's already even linked, so, you know, there's nothing really to do outside of just wait. All right. I've got it. All right, I'm just gonna leave you with that. Now, when this is done processing, I'll let you know, and then you can add it to new text. I don't know if you know how to do that. If in case you don't know how to do that, new text item, Poor Papa, Walt Disney, 1928. Type equals film. So putting type equals film here is necessary so that people know it's a movie and not something else. So I'm going to put plus Poor Papa, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And there you go. That's it. Did I? Hang on. Did I also... Okay, good, I did. I wanted to make sure. Anyway, that's the tutorial. That's pretty much all I need to show you. So we have Poor Papa now. And that's how you do it. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you have fun doing film transcriptions on Wikisource. Thanks.